The Running Warehouse Ballarat Marathon is back in April next year with a flat and fast course, an amazing atmosphere and heaps of fun. Sign up today at ballaratmarathon.com.au before this very popular event sells out.
That your skin can bring you so much pain. Now I hear you say you got the best of both ways. Won't you come and take a walk?
Welcome to episode number 413 of the Inside Running Podcast. A massive thanks for being with us for another week. I usually say there's a big show coming at you this week, but looking at this agenda, it is very, very light on, so might be a bit quicker than usual. We do have a few extra listener questions in there to give us some content this week. But yeah, given it's a week after the World Championships, everyone's having a bit of downtime, but we're still here in your ears. Welcome, my co-host is up in Canberra. School holidays are clicked on. Brad Croker, how are you?
Not too bad, Brady. It's probably the quietest week in the world of running since we started this podcast, I reckon. Last weekend was the weekend for you to have your paddle steamer race. You would have got a full race report, given there's no running news.
Yeah, we could have got some airtime, couldn't we? Hey, I've tripled the sign up of volunteers as well. We've gone from 1 to 3 since last week, so it's good to see people getting organised. Our other co-host is down in Anglesea, Geelong, actually, I think he is, in the office at Geelong. Told us to be on air at 1 p.m. because he only had 1 hour for the show today, Croaks. He rocks up at 1:18 p.m, leaves us hanging. Julian, Spence, how you going?
Good. You've got 42 minutes now, by the way.
Do we push that 18 minutes into the next hour? Now you're late, or what happens?
That's not how it works. Meeting. I'm not a doctor, mate. It doesn't work like that. I stick to a schedule.
Yeah, well, you didn't.
Clearly
today.
not.
You're the lowest priority in my day today, so that's what happens there.
Thanks. Really appreciate that. Hope you don't think that way of our listeners. But what's been happening? What are you doing?
I'm at work. I'm in Geelong. Another week, another grind. Come off a public holiday, which I hate. Way too many public holidays in Australia, just for FYI, especially when it's the grand final parade, which is also not a reason for a grand final, or for a public holiday. And then, got through Saturday, just saw it. Well, I saw a very one-sided competition. And on Saturday for the grand final, you sent me this... what do you call it? Free kick count at about halftime, Brady. You're trying to stir me up, and you did, because there's did you see the Brisbane Lions? If they have 15 or they'd given away 18 free kicks or something in the first half, most of them were for holding the man. How many were they actually getting away with? So it was clearly like some sort of strategy or tactic to pretty much just cheat throughout the game. And then if they got caught, that would be okay. And so the umpires, they got nervous about giving free kicks because there was booing and that looked lopsided. Yeah, I just thought that was pretty poor from Brisbane, and probably one of the major reasons they won is that they were actually just cheating.
You sound like that Catman weirdo.
He's taken the loss well. Have you ever seen Moose
you mean
and
Troy
Catman in the same spot?
You mean Troy?
I didn't know he was Catman.
He's a good fella. He actually made some good points in the wash-up of the
That was the most outrageous thing I've ever heard from him about, because they won a final and they hadn't lost, they got a credit. What a load of shit. That's like El Bakali losing the world championship saying, Geordie Beamish, I've never lost to you before. I've got some credits.
Sovereign citizen though.
He thinks outside the box. I like that. And he's probably with me on the free kick thing. Like, there's only so many you can pay, really, isn't there? So
Didn't I think get done by like 10 goals in the end?
That's what happens when you get cheated on.
He's taking it well, Croaks. Was there a somber feeling in town today, Moose?
No one's come out of their house for like 48 hours now. Stores are the quietest it's ever been. From about 10 a.m. on Saturday morning, everyone just started to hit the parties, and then after that, no one left their house. It's been rough on the business down here, small business owners in Geelong. We need to sort of get over this hangover real quick.
Well, back to some running stuff. Hey, Brady, I reckon most of our listeners are like hanging on the edge of their seat, wanting a report on you because there's still nothing on Strava.
Yeah.
So I reckon you recap your week first.
I missed my first full week. I've got it. I screenshotted it because I'm never going to get to this again, fellas. But it was, you know how Strava shows how many weeks you've been streaking for? I did take a screenshot of it yesterday.
What do you mean streaking? Like you've recorded one run?
One run a week for 561 weeks, which I think was 10.7 years, which is when I actually started on Strava. So, yeah. And then I looked at my old training diaries and found 2 years worth of training there as well. So I think it's about 13 years first week I've missed, which I think this will do me the world of good in the long term. I'm calling it my long service leave at the moment. Just give the body a bit of a break, bit of a reset, because I did get that scan last Wednesday, and we refined the scan. So I learned a lot about the medical system in the last week. So my first scan had a scan of 3 different areas, and that's why it was going to cost $1,000. Scan got refined to just my, what's that area we're talking about?
Like your pelvis?
No, it wasn't my pelvis. Oh, I keep forgetting this word. You know,
Sacrum?
Sacrum. Everyone gets sacrum stresses and stress reactions, don't they? So sacrum, that was the area we were looking for. So I got that done on Wednesday, was booked into the physio on Thursday to go through that report. Pretty nerve-wracking when they open it up, like when you're there. So he's like, I could make your day really good or really bad here. Let's see what's happening. So I got the report, and there's a lot of words in here I don't understand, fellas. But you want to? I've put it in there so you can help me kind of read it. But it pretty much said there is no acute fracture or malalignment. There is chondrodal cirrhosis?
Subchondral sclerosis
in the upper quadrant of both sacroiliac joints, affecting the iliac sides, with mild surrounding bone marrow edema, which I think that means stress reaction, the bone marrow edema bit. Otherwise, those joints are normal. There's no evidence of 2 other things that I can't pronounce. There's no visible abnormality at the level of the L5/1. So then the conclusion was that what's that word, Croaks?
Sclerosis.
Or with surrounding bone marrow edema affecting the iliac sides of both sacroiliac joints is more likely due to mechanical trauma stress-related causes rather than sacroiliasis. No acute fracture or malalignment is identified.
Your pronunciation.
Some of these words are tough.
Sacroiliac joint.
Yeah, anyway, so make sense of that because I'm still trying to. That was last Thursday.
You're busted, basically. I read that as you did too much and you're injured.
Yeah, was that what that? I'm surprised they said that at the end there, that mechanical trauma/stress. Do they usually say that? What kind of caused it?
No, because I reckon that there's some other things that could cause that sclerosis.
Oh, okay.
And they're saying it's likely due to mechanical rather than that sacroiliitis, which is
like
another
actually having like a disease or something.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, that's good to know. So yeah, makes sense. When you look at the scans and stuff, like both my hip areas are kind of being tight and sore, and that's where there was some white stuff on the scan. So then, sharing this with my physio, and then people like Nida's been great, Tom DeCano's been great, Ali Pashley's been great, Paddy Stowe's been great. Somewhere between, depending on symptoms, like return to run, probably earliest 2 weeks, maybe the longest 6 weeks. But yeah, I've pulled out of Valencia, cancelled my flights and stuff, and I'm just taking time to get it right, which sounds weird, but I've been very happy the last week, like not having a race, like just cancelling everything, having a forced break. It's been a long time of continuous running, and I think this is going to do me long term the world of good to just be, put on a few extra kilos. I don't know, just heal, let my body heal, take the mental stress off, like trying to train. So that's where I'm at. Long service leave.
It helps having a diagnosis and knowing that it's out of your hands in a way. That's the benefit of going and getting the scan.
Yeah, it was like real shit kind of feeling between that. When I spoke to you guys on the Monday night and when like you guys like, nah, this sounds pretty serious. And then actually finding out on the Thursday, like you're kind of in a bit of limbo. You're thinking it's the worst. Like, have you really got a crack in your sacrum potentially? Like, yeah, I was kind of down in the dumps then. And then when I found out, it was like a weight had been lifted from my shoulders that I'm like, yep, this is what it is. This is the treatment plan. It could have been worse, but still, it's not great when you get a stress injury, and it's something I've kind of prided myself on avoiding over the last 13, 15 years of training pretty hard. So yeah, but anyway, like I could have been 2 weeks out from Valencia, or like training for something, an Andy Buchanan who's training for a world champs or something. So I was just like, yeah, all good. And I haven't ran for a week, but I haven't not missed it at all. I thought I'd be going crazy. They've said I can elliptical and swim. Said to try to avoid the bike because those SI joints sitting down might not be real good. But I have had no motivation or like instinct to want to do that yet at all. So just enjoying the time off.
You're on your footy trip, like you're on the couch for a month, and your body is, because that 13 years without a week where you don't run, that's congratulations worthy, because that's the most consistency I've ever heard. And we were discussing if there's anyone in Australia with a higher amount of kilometre per week average than you over a 10-year period.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, everyone seems to have had some injury that's probably sort of really hurt that average, where it might have been 6-8 weeks or something, or maybe like a bunch of 1 week, 2 week injuries. So yeah, kudos on that, on achieving the crown for the most consistent runner in Australia.
Don't know if I want that crown. Like, it's not one of those crowns that you go out to try to achieve, but thank you. But
it's like the encouragement award. Tries hard.
Tries hard.
I would take that consistency. Do you know that's and I don't want to be, I feel like we've been a bit harsh on old mate Dan Nash here, Croaks. But the consistency award for you is probably like, you should palm that off to your coaches in the past and go, hey, you guys have looked after me. You've taught me how to run without dangerous levels of stress, to listen to my body here and there and to adjust things, to run within myself. Like, that's not, if you were a volatile or a rash runner, you would have done some dumb shit over the past, and you just haven't. So yeah,
and I think training by myself's like listening to your body. And when I was kind of coaching myself as well for a long period of time there, that has a lot to do with it. And I think probably the podcast as well, like knowing that you're recapping a week, like it's probably feeling some kind of like pressure in there to like pick the next race, get back fit again. Like, probably, not at the top of my mind, but subconsciously you're like, oh, you should always be doing something because you want to be not showing off, but like recapping something on the podcast. So, which is, I think we were talking about this like 3 weeks ago before I got injured too, which that hasn't aged well, some of that stuff. But even like, yeah, that whole thing about like switching off from running now, like have a couple of weeks off the podcast, like even those kind of things are going through my head. And even just like energy to do other stuff. Like the other day I was like, I'm going to go buy a puppy. Like, we need to get a puppy in our family. Like and Carly's like, no, you can't just like disappear from running for 2 weeks and then go buy a puppy that she's got to then look after for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I've got a pug you can have, Brady.
Yeah.
I actually got a German Shepherd you can have too.
Yeah. Having like that whole like, oh, well, you do need purpose. And you know what I mean? Like, I've woken up with a race on my agenda every day for the last, probably 13, 15 years. And now I wake up and go, the next 3 months are completely empty. Like, it's odd, but I'm enjoying it so far.
It'll be interesting to see what your first few runs feel like. Because for a guy that hasn't missed a week of running in 13 years, if you then take 3-4 weeks of completely no running at all, when you start back, that's going to feel so foreign for you.
Well, it was feeling pretty, I think, because I'm comparing it to how shit it was feeling when I was trying to run through this as well. It's just like, yeah. And I just don't want to, I was talking to Toby about it on the monthly, like I just don't want to now get in that cycle of like having a stress injury and then coming back a bit too quick and then like getting another injury. Like that's what scares me the most, that now I'm in this cycle.
Yep.
So yeah.
I'd even just go if they're saying 2's the minimum, just give it an extra 2 weeks. Like if you got nothing on the horizon, the difference between 2 and 4 weeks in the long term is not gonna matter.
100%. I'm thinking 2026. Like I'm not even thinking about anything this year. So what do you do
with the coaching situation? Do you go back to coaching yourself?
Yeah, I don't know. Haven't really thought. Like me and Dan have had some private conversations about what we thought caused it, and those kind of things as well. But yeah, you got to learn from it too, don't you? Like, that's the big thing. Like I want to maybe I think the point you guys made about fueling as well last week. Like these workouts I was doing were bigger in duration, and I was probably fueling exactly the same as I've always been over the last 10, 15 years, and avoided injuries, and even just times when you've done big workouts, but you're in a rush to get to work or whatever. So you're grabbing like 2 bits of toast and eating them in the car, like things like that. Like I was probably getting a bit lazy, kind of relaxed there. So maybe some fueling, and then what my body can also handle, like workout wise. And that mechanical trauma of probably being so weak and not running over hills. And then I go do that marathon at Sydney, which makes me pretty vulnerable, and then top that up with workouts afterwards. Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that that I am weak in that kind of environment, and then we've put load on top of that. So, which kind of the report says.
I think that's one of the good things is you found your ceiling, and I think for you would be worried about not ever finding your ceiling, and then you'll finish your career and thinking, oh, what if I just trained that little bit harder, and you won't be able to. Like you can retire now and just think, yep, found the ceiling. Now I know where to go, stay under it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's probably just that, like the minutes of work. Like I was doing 2 workouts a week, but both of them were kind of that 50 to 60 minutes worth of quality. Whereas I've probably never done that in the past. Like I've probably had a monofartlek as my second workout, or a moose fart, like something that might be 20 to 30 minutes worth of a bit more intense, but not on your feet as long.
But also, I think, running a marathon at a pretty solid effort, like not probably respecting that enough and jumping back into like quality within 3 days. It's like if you're running a 42, and there's a big difference between going out and running a 30K at 90% of marathon pace versus actually doing the whole marathon. That's almost worth a week, a down week after that.
Yeah, I agree. And I think I said at the time, it's just like, maybe we're trying to stress the body in a way that hasn't been stressed before, like working on extremely tired legs, which come back to bit me a bit. But hey, we learn from these things. Don't have a time machine, can't go back. But that's where I'm at. So enjoying it so far. But check in with me in a week's time, because it feels like the honeymoon period a bit at the moment. It actually feels like I've raced a marathon and I've got the week off. So you're like drinking a few extra beers, indulging in food, don't have to worry about setting alarms. It's been good. Kids are both on holidays at the moment, so spending heaps of time with them, doing odd jobs around the house, but that's going to wear off pretty soon, I think.
Oh, yeah. In 3 weeks' time, if you haven't done any exercise or gone for a run, you'll be then it'll switch to, God, I'm going to be so unfit when I start back. This is going to feel terrible.
Yeah. Which I don't mind, because don't people like cross train like crazy, and then they get back and they're still really aerobically fit, but then their bodies can't handle it. So they like jump straight back into workouts and they're actually flying, but their body's not conditioned to it, but their heart kind of is.
Yeah, it can happen.
It's not a bad thing. You just got to slow your runs down still. That's all. Like I think if you were coming off multiple injuries, that's when cross training becomes more of a important thing to do, or more of an attractive thing to do for an athlete. You're like looking at this rest as a bit of a novelty, but I don't look at my enforced injury breaks as novelties anymore. Like you get pretty sick of them pretty quick. So that's where cross training at least stops you. And you're saying, I've had the beers and the food and I'm not doing anything. And I'm like, you just try, like, do that enough times, maybe like 4 or 5 of those over the year, and you end up like me, carrying 5 extra kilos, like big boy type stuff, heart rate through the roof on the first hill of the group run. it's not a pleasant situation to be in.
Yeah, we'll see. Whenever you see me upload an elliptical or a swim, that's when you know we're ready to go again, ready to get some kind of endorphin hit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far so good. What have you been doing, Croaks?
Bit of running, bit of cycling, bit of gym. So just at the moment, I feel like I'm just one of those people that doesn't do a particular sport. They're just being active. That's pretty much explains my last week. And I don't particularly love it because I don't feel like there's much purpose to it other than just maintaining some level of fitness, and it's for mental health, and it's better than just sitting on the couch doing nothing. So my exercise week kicked off on Tuesday. I did 3 by 10 minutes on the treadmill with just 1 minute rest, just at 5-minute Ks. As I said last week, like I've actually been feeling pretty good, like on the runs compared to in the past when I've had sort of an extended break. Heart rate for this has been like in the sort of 130s. So that was Tuesday morning, and then I jumped on the bike for about an hour just after that. So I got through a good hour and a half of exercise there. Then gym that afternoon before coaching. Then on Wednesday, I did another 65 minutes on the bike. This is just all sort of just steady state sort of cycling, because you're obviously going up and down hills. Like there's times when your heart rate will get a bit elevated and then it'll come back down. But I've been running just every second day because I've been finding the runs that I do, I'm not having any issues while I do them. If anything, the longer the runs go, the better I feel. Like when I first start, there's like maybe a little bit of awareness and then that just disappears. But then the mornings after the run, it's definitely been like more awareness than there was the day that I was running. So just thought I'll just do every second day. So Wednesday it was just the cycle. Then on Thursday I did 30 minutes continuous on the treadmill. Once again, just 5-minute Ks. And then then the next day, so what's that, be Friday? I did a session on the bike. So I did 2 by 10 minutes, 2 by 8 minutes, and 1 by 6-minute rep with like 2 to 3 minutes easy in between. I'm guessing about threshold. So like heart rate was in that sort of 150 to 160 for that.
How hard is that on the bike compared to running?
It's probably I think it's easier, but the issue I have is probably just the conditioning of the legs on the bike. So the session feels really easy for the first half of it, and then by the end of it, it's more my legs are starting to just get a bit like tired. Whereas when I'm on the treadmill doing my threshold sessions running, I've obviously got years and years of running and technique and stuff, so I don't notice the leg fatigue as much when I'm running.
Yeah, that's different. I find that the same heart rate on the bike is just much harder. It feels a lot harder for me. Feels like I'm working an extra 10 beats if like from my running heart rate.
Yeah, I find, and I don't know if it's because I'm just in the garage and like I do have a little fan, but my heart rate does get relatively high for not that much effort on the bike, which I sort of like because I'm like, well, I'm doing the cycling just for those physiological gains. So as long as I'm getting my heart rate into that sort of 160, if it feels easy, if it doesn't feel as hard, then that's probably a good thing.
Yep.
You're going 36k an hour. That's fairly quick, isn't it?
I don't know how you.
There's no resistance though.
Well, there is resistance.
Through the app.
The app, and right. And then you're going up hills and down hills. So who knows? So that was Friday. Then Saturday, I did 35 minutes on the treadmill in the morning, and then went to the gym. And then yesterday, I did 90 minutes or 95 minutes on the bike. So that was heart rate for that one was like high 130s, I think, on the bike. So pretty standard to what I would do for a long run. So I got through 8.5 hours of training last week. 2 of those were gym. Most of it was cycling. What I run basically 19 Ks worth of running. So I do hope to start maybe stringing together some consecutive days of running and just slowly build that up.
Yeah. Why don't you run outdoors?
Because I just wanted to be confident that I would be able to get through the whole Mulligan's loop of 8K without having to get halfway through and stopping and walking. So just stuck to the treadmill. But my next run will be outside.
Yeah. I think there's like higher calf Achilles load on a treadie than running outdoors.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll run outside probably tomorrow. Test it.
What are you into, Moose? The fittest person on this show all of a sudden. Well,
yeah.
Croaks might have your aerobic.
How nice is that? I was thinking about
that.
that.
Outside.
I don't think I could beat either of you in a race at the moment, but I'm happy to be the highest volume runner. I jogged on Monday, 6K, nothing, just dog walk sort of stuff. You know, don't get a dog, Brady, I'm telling you. Don't get a dog.
A little cute puppy, like the kids can grow up next to, just an inside dog.
Can tell you right now, don't get a dog.
Russell has been waking me up before 5 a.m. because he sleeps inside, and then the sun comes up and he wants to get out and he's like barking downstairs, and I'm just like, and I was, not happy.
That's a dog that's going to live outside. Nah, mate, the cat fucking starts throwing up at 5 a.m.
Yeah, we have had a cat previously, but the kids, Hudson was maybe a baby when it died.
Brady, wait until your kids are old enough and then they have full responsibility of the pet.
Yeah,
they'll never do that though. That's not how it works.
Clean up, okay. Good advice, boys. Good advice.
Yeah. So I probably wouldn't have. You know, the good thing about a dog is I probably wouldn't have run if I didn't have to take the dog out for this thing. So ran 6K. Next day, feeling better. Not fitness wise, just the body was feeling good. So I ran down this hillier loop. Looks after me, this thing does. 15 seconds a K, Medio pace gives me for that. It's actually a really good loop. I bitched out coming back up the hill. There's a super steep hill that takes me from the bottom to the top. And it's because it's just like as the crow flies, as straight as you can go, it's the steepest possible option. So I went up the single track that parallels it, and it's just much more comfortable running. But yeah, geez, the heart rate was struggling. I'm way off where I need to be running that type of intense loop. So the next day I actually drove out to this farming sort of area just off the main road. Beautiful area. Nice dirt roads. They've just been graded, so just perfect condition. Still a few hills. It doesn't. I mean, I don't know how it's so flat where you live, Brady, because I've run 10K here. I'm not sure how much I climbed, but it still gave me 12 seconds a K quicker.
165 meters over 10K.
So I'm driving here because it's flat.
For a flat run.
Yeah, and it's good. It's good and it's bad. Like, it doesn't feel hilly at all out there, but it's still. I was feeling so good that I'd started to do a bit more in the gym. So the day before, I did some squats, some weighted squats, and then I did some knee extensions, leg extensions, sitting down, and then I also did some decline squats. And the next day I was like, okay, my knee's a bit sore here. So I think I just overloaded it in the gym, because at the end of this run I started to feel a little bit of a knee niggle. So I had the next day off, and then just tested it out running around the flat area down the bottom of the hill for 30 minutes on, that would have been Saturday. And then Sunday did feel a bit better. So I went out. Oh no, that was Friday, sorry. And then I went down to Aries, ran with Kieran and Ali down in Aries. Good to run with people. Makes your runs go so much faster. Knee was fine. We had a bit of a discussion though, bit of a political discussion while we were out running, and wondering where all the right wing run clubs are. You know how all the run clubs are like very environmental and everyone's inclusive, all this sort of stuff. Where's
woke would be the term, wouldn't it?
Well,
is that what woke means?
Wokes, I don't think they would call themselves woke. I don't think they would identify as woke, if that's what you're asking. But I thought, what about a right-wing run club where just everyone who identifies as a right-winger or has views that are anti-wind farm and anti trends in sport and all this sort of stuff. Like, what about if they all get together and have a run club? Do you reckon any brands would sponsor that?
I think it'd struggle for the individuals to identify as that in the first place, though, wouldn't you?
Oh, I don't think so. Not based on my social media feed. I'd say like 80% of the world is like thinks like that.
Yeah, true.
I'm not, and like this is
the Twitter algorithm. There's a bit going on in there.
Yes. So the question is, these running brands, why don't they market themselves towards that area of the public?
Good question.
If like the Conservative Party, the Republican Party's in power in the US, right? Which means that they're like have a majority that are that leaning. They're probably right leaning as overall. So why do the running brands try to appeal to like the blue voters or the left leaning people?
He makes a good point here, Croaks.
It does. Maybe it's riskier. In terms of potential backlash.
Do you reckon it's because like there's a bit of cancel culture going on?
Well, that's Ali in your comments is trying to like disassociate with this straight away.
Yeah, she's a pussy. You should have heard these two. They were loving it. They were like, "We'll join the right wing club." We I can't even say that. I can't even tell that lie without laughing. Anyway, that was just an interesting discussion on the run. Had a good one on Sunday. We're in pre-season for the Geelong Cats rebirth season, the 2026 Geelong cross country.
Started early.
Road to Divi 1.
Road to Divi 1. Got people going and bought Actually, Abednego selling their podcast equipment because I reckon we could probably buy it off them.
Yeah. I don't know.
A few bikes for sale.
Yeah, we can hook you up. We're safe.
Anyway, yeah, so good group here. We've got a few youngsters there. Got a couple of old heads. Brett Coleman out doing his first long run in ages with the group. That was pretty cool. And we ran fairly hilly. Again, -11. It's not too bad. Just nice to get rolling with the group again.
If you're looking for a brilliant running experience next year, then the Running Warehouse Ballarat Marathon is the event for you. Whether you're a 2 hour and 20-minute marathoner or a 6 hour runner, we invite you to come and try the flat and fast courses. There's just 98 metres of elevation for the full marathon and 49 metres of elevation for the half marathon. The long races start and finish out the front of the historic Ballarat Town Hall, situated on the best preserved Gold Rush era streetscapes in the world. With the event perfectly placed in autumn, you get to train through the summer rather than slog it out during the cold winter months. Each of the courses has been certified to World Athletic Standards, meaning you can run a qualifying time for one of the world majors, including Sydney, by taking in the beautiful streets of Ballarat. This year, the Running Warehouse Ballarat Marathon is also a qualifying event for the 2027 World Marathon Majors Age Group Championships. And they have a team of 50 pacers who will help you achieve your goal time. On top of all that, the elite men's and women's mile races are on again and being recognised by Athletics Australia as the National Road Mile Championships. Thousands of people have already signed up for the event. If you're one of them, thank you. If you're thinking about it, now is the time to do so. Head to ballaratmarathon.com.au today. The Ballarat Marathon is proudly supported by Running Warehouse Australia, Federation University, the City of Ballarat, and Visit Victoria.
I'm not sure how many, maybe 15 people. And then so that was it. I don't even know what that was last week, but it was just a week of jogging. I'll do some workouts now. Knee feels good.
65k Moose.
That's pretty good. Would have taken that at the start of the week.
Take that. Brett Coleman. Put him back in charge. He's your man. Get him on a committee somewhere.
Yeah, he's on other committees. He's on too many committees. That's his problem. He's such a bike rider now. He's on like the local Surf Coast bike riding, mountain biking club and all that. He bloody talks to the government about new trails and all this sort of stuff. He was the guy though. He was the perfect guy. But we got Hannah's. Hannah's is there for us. He's committed now too.
He's the man.
Yep.
Man in charge of the rebuild. Let's thank some Patreon supporters. Croaks, who you got?
I've got Dave Tarbottom this week. We all know Tarby quite well. He's been great for us. He often sends through information or race results. But yeah, in terms of what he's done in the past, he's like statistician, content creator for AA, Athletics New South Wales. He's also done work with the AOC. And I know on social media at the moment, he's putting up stuff from this time 25 years ago when the Sydney Olympics were on. So he was heavily involved back then. He was also a 400-meter hurdler back in the day. And according to his World Athletics profile, he ran 52.55 for the 400-meter hurdles back in 1990. But he's a great asset for our sport. Any meet in New South Wales, he's up there basically taking photos, interviewing athletes. Even like on the weekend, I think it was like New South Wales All Schools or something like that. He's up there, and then today there's a report on the top results from that weekend. So he's a great person to have in our sport.
Huge.
Is that his job, or does he work does he have a different career outside of athletics?
No, I think he does. I think he does get paid by an AA or Athletics New South Wales. I think he did some stuff for maybe Swimming Australia at one point as well. But he's put a lot of hours and effort into our sport.
Yeah. I love it when like Jess Hull breaks a world record and all the stats come out. He puts a post up saying it's the fastest time by an Oceania athlete and the second ever this or that, and very, very good.
Yeah,
but then also
very, very passionate.
Like photos of when she was winning like the all schools in under 12s. Like to see, it must be pretty rewarding for him to see some of those people progress throughout the times that he's been keeping stats on them throughout the years.
Well, that just goes to show, Brady, like he's been rocking up to these events, traveling all around the state, around the country, taking photos for years. Like, when Jess Hull's, what is she now, mid to late 20s, and there's photos of her when she's 12 running around. He's been doing it for a long time. So thank you, Tarby.
Thanks, Darby. He helped me out massively that year. I was doing special comments at Zatopek. Like he would just be pinging me messages whilst the races were going about statistical stuff that was happening during the race. It was so good.
Yeah, and even the media report for the world champs. All the stats that are in that. Did you read through that booklet?
No, or the one that comes out like the profiles and stuff.
Yeah, the one that he sent through to us. Yeah.
Yeah. So people often like, even when you hear like Tams and Manu on the commentary and some of those facts that she pulls out, like that will be from Tarby's research. Like he will supply a massive document to all the commentators, and then that's where they get that from. So one of those quiet achievers behind the scenes.
Definitely.
Who you got, Moose?
I have Phil Martin. So according to his power of 10, which automatically gives away that he's British, he has run 15:20 for 5K, 32:06 at the 2021 Bedford Autodrome 10K, 68:23 at the 2020 Bedford Autodrome Half, and 2:24 at the 2021 Cheshire Marathon. He was the British Masters men's 30. Okay, Croaks. I don't know about this one, mate. This is opening a can of worms here, but I'll read it out anyway. He was the British Masters men's 35 category half marathon and marathon champ in 2015. And he works for Bauer Media Group. All right. So Masters should not be, a 35-year-old should not be competing in Masters. Now, Phil probably didn't go out there and enter a specific race for this. Well, maybe he did. But
don't let Nitta hear you talking about this, Moose.
Nitta's lost the plot. Anyone who's 36 years old running in a Masters competition has lost the plot, because you're at the peak of your athleticism then, and you shouldn't have your own little category where you makes yourself feel good about yourself.
Yeah, I was 37 when I ran my marathon PB.
Can you imagine saying, "Hey, Sinead Diver, that Australian record, it doesn't actually count. It's a Masters record, but you can only have one, so we've put you in the Masters category." Doesn't work.
On Phil here, though, so like if he was over 35 in 2015 when he won those championships, and then he's ran 2:24 in 2021, So he had to be minimum 41 years old.
Yeah, I picked up on that as well,
Good
and that
time
was
for a 41-year-old. Minimum.
impressive. Yep. So it's good from him, and he's run his PBs late in life.
Yeah, as a 40-year-old.
Yep. Good signs for us, Brady. Not for
Good on you,
Croaks.
Phil.
Croaks is well past that already. But me and you, we've still got a chance there.
Still got it. I'm going to thank Ace Holst from Virginia in the USA. Strava is locked down, but we managed to find a few results. One of those was he finished 4th at this year's Rattle Rock 50K and 3rd at last year's Salem Half Marathon. We also found a 16:53 5K, so he's got some wheels, and he is potentially the international staff accountant at Robertson's Marketing. There we go.
Wow. We don't have too many US patrons, so that's cool to see. I mean, and you could have known he was American just from reading his name out. Ace.
Well, if Ace is listening, I would love to hear how he stumbled across our podcast, because as you said, there aren't many US patrons, so we're not that popular over there in the US. So how does somebody in the US hear about us?
Might have to hit a few more US guests. One of the publicists for a big US runner emailed me the other day about having him on the show.
What runner?
He's got a book out at the moment. I'll tell you off air, but I might take her up on that offer.
Carrot-Goucher.
You should see how many emails I get every week of publicists pitching someone to come on the show. I don't even send them through to you guys because I'm like, just some garbage comes through.
I think I know who you're talking about, Brady.
Yeah, got a connection to Australia in a way.
Yeah, she may have run the Gold Coast Half Marathon.
May have benefited from Benny St. Lawrence's work.
Oh,
over the years.
Bit of it, actually. Read a thread about her the other day. Just moved to Utah.
She's been there for a while.
Oh, right.
She's been in the boys, our mates' videos. Your mate, Clayton Young. Yep. Yeah. Anyway, we've pretty much given it away there. Hey, some sad news, boys. We got this message. Back on episode 378, we gave a 55th birthday shout out to a long-time listener and supporter, Bartek. You guys remember that? He'd been suffering from stage 4 lung cancer, was fighting at the best he could at the time, and we wanted to give him a birthday shout out. And then we got some sad news sent in from Chris, one of, I think, his mates on Patreon, that he unfortunately and very sadly passed away on Monday. He wrote here he fought his cancer with courage and positivity that will always stay with Chris, for someone knowing him. He remained a fan and listened to our podcast after he'd stopped running, and he thanked us for bringing him joy like he brought joy to everyone he met. So I think the family members of Piper, Hallie and River, our deepest condolences to the loss of Bartek. I met him at least once. I remember at Run for the Kids, and was a beautiful gentleman. And it's very sad to hear of his passing last week. So I just wanted to acknowledge that in the show.
Yeah, I it was only last month that I met him down in the Torquay store. He came in with his family and was just such a nice guy. Had an email exchange with him after that. He was after some book recommendations. But yeah, just really nice guy, and sad news, very sad news.
Yeah, and thanks to Chris for passing that along as well. So, might not have known it otherwise. Moving on now to running news, with thanks to Axel Coffee Roasters for bringing us this week's race results. Check them out at axelcoffee.com.au. Not much here, Croaks. Stuff you probably wouldn't usually put in, I reckon, is scraping the barrel with his usual standards here. Not that these events are scraping the barrel, but just what Croaks usually looks for in the results.
No, I was looking up, I went to World Athletics to see what's been happening there. Then I went to, what else it's called? Watch Athletics or something. It has like all of the results from, pretty big events. Yeah. And then I was like multi-sport, because often, events come up on multi-sport, the timing. But anyway, the first event we've got for our, I guess, UK listeners, the Vitality London 10K. Eilish McColgan, she got the win there in 30:35, beating Jessica Warner-Judd in 31:14. That's actually the third time that Eilish has won that race. And then in the men's race, Zak Muhamad won his first Vitality London 10,000 metre in 29:07 and beat Blake Moore 29:45. And then World Mountain and Trail Running Championships were on over the weekend as well. And I'd like to get your thoughts on this, Moose, because there are so many different events here. It's almost hard to keep track of. There's like classic event, which is like a 14 kilometer that's sort of up and down. Then you've got like an ultra trail, which is like 80K. Then you've got a vertical, which is just a straight up race. But there's like 6 or 7 races over the weekend, which seems like a lot. The results I'm going to recap here are the long trail event, firstly. So Jim Walmsley from the US, he got the win there. He won by just over 10 minutes from 2 French guys, Benjamin Rubiol and Louison Coiffet. They basically recorded the same time. So after 80 kilometres, they've had a sprint finish for silver and bronze. In the women's, Katie Scheid from the US won the women's. She won that by 25 minutes over Sunmaya Buddha from Nepal, which is pretty cool. We don't see many distance runners from Nepal. Other standout result from the weekend was Nina Engelhard from Germany. She won 2 events. She won the classic race and also the vertical uphill race, which is pretty impressive to come back a couple of days after you've won the classic, where your legs are probably beat up already, to then win the vertical race. Thoughts on these events, Moose?
I think your initial sort of intuition's right, too diluted to sort of get a ton of credibility to come out of it. I think they need to consolidate this, especially if they're going to ask countries to send teams to it. And like, there's obviously not a ton of money in the World Mountain and Trail Running Championships. So I'm guessing most of the time you're paying your way over there. But if you want to start to, I guess, improve or enhance the championships, you should get the majority of the best runners in the one event. That way it's more of a spectacle. There's more eyes on it. There'll be more media around that than there will be if there's 5 or 6 races with different people in different events. I'm not for that at all.
It comes under World Athletics now, doesn't it? No. Or is it Athletics Australia? I think Athletics Australia now it is. Like, it's not in Australia. You know how it used to be like, was it Ultra Runner? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, but their singlets are different. The singlets that the Aussies were wearing over there were different to what the people were wearing at World Champs last week.
Yeah, okay. I thought it was moved more under Athletics Australia these days. Could be wrong. Or Australian Athletics, the rebrand.
Let's just have a look at Australian athletics, and I'll go on participant hub, high performance, get involved. There's nothing like off the bat here about
2025 World Mountain and Trail Running Championships. That's on their website here, the overview, event information. Adam Bishop's your contact.
Their singlets is completely different though. I'm having a look here on Nathan Pearce's Instagram, and his is like
more white, aren't they?
White with some green and gold down the sides.
This is a fully self-funded team. Selected athletes will be required to organise their own travel.
No, it doesn't look like Puma, Moose. I don't even know what brand it is.
Yeah. BLK?
No, I can't really see.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's the mountain running's different, isn't it? It's definitely closer to the trail scene than it is to any other scene, cross country or anything like that.
Our man Michael Kernahan, he was the top man in the vertical uphill. He was in 54th spot.
He also ran last night in another race. I'm not sure which one it was, but he came 49th in that whatever race he was. I think it was 16K. 10 miles.
Yeah, there's a few different events here, isn't there?
Yeah, it's hard to wrap your head around.
Short trail, would that be that? Because their long trail will be way longer.
What's
than
the classic though?
Yeah, well, the long trail is 80K. That was the one that Jim Walmsley won.
There's some solid. There'll still be some solid athletes out there though. Like, I mean, I've never heard of any of them, but it's filled with Africans now. Like in the classic, it was an hour, 1 hour 2. I think that was, I don't even know how far that was. But
I think it's around 14K.
yeah, okay. Well, it goes Kenya, Uganda, Kenya, Swiss, Kenya, Kenya, Uganda, Mexico.
Yeah, whereas this one I'm on, though, there's no Africans in the top 20.
Oh, no, there's no Australians in this. Oh, no, Nathan Pearce was 46th in this race. And Michael Kernahan was 49th.
Anyway, we're murdering this. That's what happens when we don't have any other events to talk about. Well done to all the Australian participants over there, though, at the World Mountain and Trail Running Championships in France. Thanks to Axel Coffee for this week's running news. Check them out at axelcoffee.com.au. Whispers, anyone got anything? People tell you what, after last week, Melbourne Marathon app, people been searching names. Caitlin Adams' debut, that come up. People found her on the app, hasn't been announced yet. Heard it here first. Jack Rayner's in the 10K on the app, but he's still doing marathon training with Strava, so not sure what's going on there. But I'm hyped for Melbourne Marathon next week. I'll be there on the bike. Carly's racing. Kids are staying in Bendigo. Anyone
She's doing the marathon?
Nah, she's doing the half.
Oh,
she's doing the half. She's going to do London Marathon for her 40th, she's thinking.
Oh, she got an entry?
Nah.
Oof, pay your way.
I'm not sure if I've mentioned to her that I got an entry for Boston as well, which I think is the weekend before.
Take her to Boston instead. She can
wants
have
to
your
London.
entry.
London.
40th, happy 40th, Carly. You just got a Boston entry.
Boston Marathon, yeah. Just got to show my ID at the bib collection. What's your whisper, Mooch? You looked a bit excited then when I said the word whispers.
Well, no, I thought it was, I forgot we did it last week. The Jack Rayner thing into the 10K, still.
Yeah, but he smashed like a 36K long run yesterday.
Yeah, few DMs around that actually. What's going on? Who's
Maybe
right?
an
Who's
admin
not?
issue, not sure.
Better cash in the marathon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely is.
And even the half marathon, why would you drop down to the 10K?
No, I don't. It must be a mistake, surely.
Is there who's in the half that we know? Half's usually pretty good money. Brett's coming off Sydney though. How many weeks ago was that? Maybe he's fit.
Oh, I got a sneaky little whisper. One of the big training groups in the country is sort of disbanding. Just leave it at that.
What?
Might see one of the bigger training groups disbanding. Is that a word? Disbanding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about Croaks?
No.
Just leave that there. Just leave that there. Let it simmer for a bit. See if that creates a few more whispers through the DMs.
Well, there's not too many of them in the country.
Well, we don't need to go too involved.
What do we got?
We don't need to dig too much into this.
OAC's fairly new, having some success at the moment. You wouldn't think it's them. MTC, rock solid. Who else is there? Team Tempo, ASICS Team Tempo.
Yeah, there's heaps of. I'm
pretty sure he said.
Actually, no. I have heard this. I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah. So what? All right. Next on the agenda, what do we got? Goose on the loose.
Yeah. That's next. What do you got?
What have I got? What's really made me upset? I mean, this. I think I'm good there. What about?
Okay.
Yeah. What's popping up in your? Do you know what continues to pop up in my feed?
Oh, here we go again.
In the running scene, anyway. So it's like the Berlin Marathon was a good example. People are running it, which is great, awesome, but instead of, and I think we've probably done this before, but people posting their like a screenshot of their Strava like marathon PB. This is your best time in the marathon, and it's like 3 to 5 minutes short from their actual marathon time each one. Yet no one calls them out on it in their comments because people don't know anymore. So we have to just keep reminding people that that's not okay to do, and that's not your actual time. Your time is what's in the results section. So if you do feel like putting a post up and telling everyone your finish time, please link it to the results page, not to your Strava file, which shows a 5-minute marathon PB, but your actual elapsed time was like 7 minutes longer than that.
And I guess the giveaway is that the photo will have 42.195 kilometers, whereas, as we know, most marathons, if it's on a legit course, will be 42.4, 42.6.
See, what Strava does, Croaks, is it gives you your marathon, like it so it shows when you go through 42.2 according to your watch, and it spits you a marathon time from that. Now, because the races always, because the races go to the finish, they just conveniently post the 42.2K mark time rather than the actual race result.
Do you reckon it's the 42.2K mark or the fastest? So let's say it's measured 42.6K on your watch, but your last 400 is faster than your first 400. And so basically your fastest marathon split is from 400 meters to the end of the race. That makes sense. Or you reckon they've just gone, this is your first 42K?
No, they've gone, this 42 point, you're right about that. You are right about that.
Fastest 42.2 kilometers that you've done in that segment.
Exactly. Yes, that's exactly what it would be. Yep.
And usually these races are in major cities too, so the GPS is jumping around a bit, so a bit of GPS mayo.
We've been over this. Just forget about your watch. If you want to tell someone your time, you better have a link to the results section. Otherwise, I'm not listening.
Hey, just as we were speaking, I just got an email off a brand about a potential interview and it worded this email, wanted to reach out for an opportunity, interview this athlete where he's making his debut at Melbourne Marathon Festival for the first time. I'll send you this off air. There could be something in this. I don't want to go early.
Send it now.
Can I hold you? Can you see that?
Hold up.
No, it's a bit.
I can't see that.
No.
If someone sent an email like announcing this, you can use it. You can go on air with it.
No, I'd prefer to wait on this one. Listen to question, Croaks.
Oh, all right.
Could be something in this though. Live whispers coming in.
All right. This episode's listener question is proudly brought to you by Precision Fuel and Hydration. I'm going to go with, how many Ks would working a physical job such as tree work be worth? Could it replace jogs?
We got some interesting ones this week.
It doesn't replace jogs, no.
But strength and conditioning though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, perhaps. But it definitely limits how much you could run. There's no like for likes going on here. Going out and running it can't be replaced with anything. Can't be replaced with elliptical or bike riding or ultra G'ing. It's just running is running.
Yeah, the way I read this one is, you're not going to become a better runner by doing tree work over going for a run. But what you do need to do is not expect to be able to run as much as somebody who doesn't do the tree work and sits down all day. And, that's where you get in trouble, is when you're trying to still train as if you're not doing all of the physical tree work. That's where you get into trouble.
Yeah. Maybe it can replace some strength and conditioning component if you're like lifting stuff nicely rather than just heaving it around. You could probably say that you're getting a fair bit of strength from that. But the aerobic component to it, I'm not sure it's replacing running at all.
I do have a couple of athletes like this though that have really physically demanding jobs, and it is a bit of a balancing act, because even from day to day, like, they don't know exactly what their load is going to be like. And so you schedule a session or a program and it's like, I'm absolutely cooked from work. So you need to factor that in. And it is sometimes really hard.
Yeah, it's hard for sure. And it impacts your running without a doubt, especially in summer, because you're just out in the sun all day. You're dehydrated. It also affects your fueling if you're not eating enough. Like there's a lot more calories involved in laborious work than there is sitting in front of a desk.
Yeah.
You got another one, Croaks?
Yeah, we can do one more. What are your? What do you reckon do the bottom one? Or the second from the bottom? Yep. All right. If you guys were pro athletes, which brand would you want to have sponsoring you and why? And that comes from Matt Blaschke.
So they all pay the same wage.
Yeah. I'm reading it as which brand would you want to basically be running in?
Yeah, it's a tricky question because if you said, every single brand's going to offer you $100,000 and they're going to pay out at the same time, and they're also going to give you the same incentive programs and the same travel bonuses and all of this, and so I'm reading this as what are the outside factors? Like, do you have a specific brand that you feel like has the same morals as you? Do you like their marketing campaigns better? So if I was a pro athlete, I would write into my contract a succession plan for after I retire, and that with employment opportunity to follow the pro running contract, because a lot of these pro athletes, they are not at uni, or they're not doing apprenticeships or traineeships or getting workplace experience, and they're going to find themselves at the end of a career and they're going to be starting at the bottom again, basically. So the perfect opportunity exists in my mind is for these athletes to stay within the running industry and work with companies that have supported them over the past however many years, and almost use that as a bit of a traineeship so that they can hit the ground running when they retire and they can be a productive part of that company. And must be so relieving for the athlete to know that there's employment lined up when they should finish their career.
So which brand then moves?
Well, it doesn't matter what brand it would be. Like whoever would be open to that discussion, that looks at you as an athlete more than just a commodity, a marketing commodity, and more as a person, someone that they are sort of investing in the long term. So
Matt's written this question more so like you have unlimited access to shoes and kit. Which brand would you want to be locked in with? You probably shouldn't answer this as you have relationships with a whole lot of brands.
I at the moment would probably go ASICS, mainly just because of what they offer across the board. Like I personally feel that their training shoes are the best out there, and when it comes to running, most of your running is done in the training shoes, but their race shoes have now caught up to, like, for a long time there it was like, oh, Nike, like I wouldn't race in anything other than Nike, whereas now I'd happily race in the ASICS shoes, but for me their training range is the best out there. So from a brand point of view, I think I'd probably choose ASICS.
Nike's still got the swagger tick though, doesn't it? Like their kits are the best. They're pro kits.
Is you all about looks, are you, Brady?
Well, at the moment I can't run. I've just got to look good. So like you want the swag there. But yeah, they've been the biggest movers in like their range, I feel. Like it goes wider. It's an interesting question. Thanks to Precision Fuel and Hydration, visit precisionhydration.com and use the code IR-SPRING2025 for 15% off your first order.
Did you just sit on the fence again? You didn't really answer that, did you?
Well, I said ASICS have the biggest range of footwear at the moment, but I think Nike, I reckon you're telling people you're sponsored by Nike.
Oh, it's like a better flex.
It's better for your ego.
If you look at what's to come, look at the updates I've seen into the future a bit product-wise. There's a brand with a cat, and they are making some product that I think is going to blow people away.
Did you say a brand with a cat?
Cat logo.
Puma.
Oh.
Yeah.
You could have said Puma then.
I could have, but you guys, yeah. Anyway, so they've got some stuff coming that is seriously good. And they're already making some product that's really good. They do have still like some inconsistency within their range, but that gets smoothed out really quickly. And next year is going to be a big year for them, I think.
I guess on that as well, I can only comment on the shoes that I've run in. And so, like, I can't remember the last pair of Puma shoes I owned. Likewise with Adidas. I haven't really worn Adidas for a long time. So can't really comment on those brands.
They're also on the up too. But if you're looking at it right now, like it's pretty clear ASICS sort of owns the, they don't, worldwide, they just grown so much the last few years. And even if in the world champs, both men and women, I think it was 40% of athletes in the field were in ASICS racing shoes in the marathon. Like that's crazy, right? ASICS racing shoes. 5 years ago, you said 40% of the world champs field is in ASICS. You're like, no way.
Well, even here domestically, you know, like wasn't that long ago, 3, 4, 5 years ago, like predominantly you have a photo at the start of a race and you look at all the shoes, most people wearing Nike super shoes. Whereas now it's probably the same here, a lot more in ASICS.
Yep, definitely.
What's coming up, boys? The World Para Champs kick off. India? Are they in India?
Yeah. So today's day 3. So I think Jared Clifford runs his 1,500 metre heats like pretty much now.
Okay. Where do we watch it, Croaks? Do you know?
It is on YouTube. There is a YouTube channel. So if you, I guess, do a bit of a Google search.
Okay. But no major like SBS or Channel 9 didn't pick it up?
Not that I don't think so.
Okay. Moose, what do you got coming up between now and next week?
Pia's birthday. She turns 4. So we'll be hanging out with her a bit this weekend.
Goes quick, doesn't it? Hudson turned 6 last week. 6.
Jeez. They get big, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
They get so tall.
Yeah.
Gets easier though as well, I find.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Get older.
Bit more independent. We've been playing, we borrowed Carly's sister's Nintendo Switch, been playing Mario Kart. That's been a highlight of being injured. They get to the age where they can be competitive in Mario Kart. That's a good age.
I've been floating the idea of buying a PlayStation for the house because Pia, she loves playing games on my phone and Bree thinks it's no good. And I'm like, I reckon teach them like a bit of coordination.
Oh, teaching them coding. They're going to need to know how to code in the future. Like you're giving them 21st century like skills.
Who's going to teach them that? What, a PlayStation teaches that?
Well, it's got to help, doesn't it? Getting through
probably to
levels.
meet the right people to teach them code.
Anyway, that's where we're at. All right, we're done. See you, boys.
See you next week.
We'll again next week. Bye. Ballarat's world-class road running festival returns bigger and better across the weekend of the 25th and the 26th of April next year. Choose from the full marathon, half marathon, 10K, 5K or mile races. Registrations are coming in from all over Australia, so don't delay. Sign up today at ballaratmarathon.com.au.
Doesn't matter if it don't come back.